Hi there and welcome to the Bradbury Young channel. I've got a new foot. No, not that foot. No, what I mean is it's a new foot pedal for my sewing machine, a new power foot pedal for my Brother Boutique 30 sewing machine. So I'll be able to get and start using that machine again. Now, am I impressed with this new shiny fancy foot pedal? No, not at all. Not in the slightest, really. I think what we'll do is have a look at what I've got, and I can tell you what I'm not impressed about. Now, before I continue, I'd just like to say that this video is not sponsored anyway. I bought this pedal because I needed it, so I paid money for it. No one asked me to do this video, so it is completely unsponsored, and it is not a, as it were, a sort of review thing. It's just my direct opinion about a product that I bought. I'd also like to say that the supplier of this product, who I won't mention, is completely of no responsibility for this. They're obviously just a third-party supplier of parts for sewing machines, and they obviously supply whatever is available for them to supply. So there's no sort of holding them responsible for anything. It is just what it is. But as far as the actual product goes, no, I'm not impressed. So let's go on and have a look at it. So here is my new foot pedal, and the first thing that I noticed about it straight away was, well, how light it is. The build quality of this is, well, you've got to click in there because there's a switch in it, which is, yeah, not so great. Cable is pretty much the same sort of cable, 2-core cable, but anyway, that's the foot pedal. Grey, lightweight. Look, you know, not much to it. I mean, if I take the old one, this is the Brother one. It's you know, that's much more solid than that, and also the size, the shape of it. I mean, this. I don't know if they ergonomically tried to make sure that they sort of fitted under your foot well, but the shape of this is just a wedge. It doesn't really fit. I'm forever curling my toes trying to hold it in place, because I have had a go with it and made sure that it does sort of work. But yeah, this is just much more solid. It's just the technology on the inside is completely different to the technology on this side, on the inside of this one. I know that because I've opened all three of my foot pedals. The other one being my Genome foot pedal, which is even heavier. I mean, this is absolutely solid. I mean, you know, you can see and feel that this is a solid piece of equipment. But the technology in these older two, is totally different technology that's being used than in this thing, this lightweight, nasty little plastic thing. I mean, come on, this one's even got metal hinges for the foot plate, whereas this one is just extruded plastic of some sort, and that's what it clips in, and that's what makes the hinge. So I'm not very impressed with that. So build quality just generally is just nowhere near as good as the original foot pedals. And considering you'd buy a machine, you know, like my Genome, it's about 23 years old. But when I bought it, I paid, what, about £110. So, I mean, it wasn't the cheapest machine, but it wasn't like a really expensive one. So not totally the bottom of the range, but a fairly sort of basic one. But even then, that amount still got me a good, solid foot pedal. But nowadays, this one cost me quite a bit of money. I'm not going to say how much, but it was a lot more than I was expecting to have to pay. And it's just very, very flimsy. So yeah, build quality, not brilliant. So besides the actual power unit itself, I mean, looking at the cable, it looks like it's very much the same sort of thing. You know, you've got this moulded cable on there and the plug. Only when I first saw this, I thought, oh yeah, it's a UK 3-pin plug, only it's extremely lightweight. actually it's not a 3-pin UK plug, it's a Euro plug with a UK adapter on it. Something I am not very happy about at all. This is really the worst part of it. It's not very good at all. Partly because when this is connected up, you think, okay, it's connected up the same as this one is. But with this, because it's a 2-pin Euro, that you can actually take out and turn around and put in the other way, and effectively change the polarity, which I'm not happy about. Technically, it's not wrong. It's not something that's going to stop it from working, but it is very janky. I would expect this to have a proper UK 3-pin plug on it for the reasons of ensuring that it is operating correctly. What I'm going to do is, through the process of using a multimeter, I'm going to show you about the continuity. I'm going to do a continuity check to show you what the difference would be by having this connected in differently if you were to change it and move it around. I say, it doesn't stop the unit from working, but I'm not happy about it. So I've now got myself a multimeter, and what I'm checking for is continuity. In other words, is this point connected to this point directly? With the multimeter, when two points are connected, gives me a bleep, so I know that it's working. So if I look at the old pedal, what I'm looking at is these cables. Where do they actually go to? Two of them are from the plug, and the other two are to do with the actual motor. So one of these connectors is shared. Normally it'll be the positive, but not necessarily so. It might be the negative, but one will have the power coming in, and then the other one will be to loop round to the motors, to give the motor a variable amount of power. So let's have a quick look. Let's start with the middle one and see where that is connected to. And that is connected to the live pin. So if I move this across to the, when this is connected to the right side, that's my negative. So I know that the centre pin on this is my positive, this one over here is my negative, which means this one over here, if I connect onto that, will be nothing there, nothing there. And it doesn't connect to the earth because the earth is not connected. Sometime mentioned about quite soon. So this third pin is the variable power that's supplied to the motor. I won't go into any other technicalities of it other than, okay, we know where it is. The centre pin is positive, so I'll think, okay, what about this one? The way that I've got it connected in at the moment, I've got it plugged into this adapter. So let's see what the middle one is on this one at the moment. Get that. And at the moment we've got the centre pin is my live, and which means my right pin, the way I'm looking at it, should be my neutral, which it is. And the other pin, the left one, should be not connected to anything because it's the signal for this to send power to the motor. The trouble being is that on this, because it's got a Euro plug, I can turn that over and it can be the other way. So now when I check this, if I check the centre, it is no longer the live, it is now the neutral, and what was the neutral is now the live. So yes, the signal one is still the signal one for the power to the motor. Excuse me. Now that's not really an issue, because the way that AC motors work, that'll do, that'll work, that'll provide power. But it's just janky. I just don't like it. It's not the way that I think that it should be done. Just because something that will work on AC power can have this type of connector, in the UK we expect to have this type of plug, so why not make it with a UK plug on it? That way I feel confident in using the products, whereas at the moment, this product I don't feel confident in using. So, as I said, it is not necessarily wrong that they've done it this way. I imagine it's for a case of cheapness. How much money can they save by putting all of them with a 2-pin Euro and just shoving an adapter in, rather than actually putting on a proper plug for the UK market? Yeah, cheapness is almost certainly the reason for that, making it down to a cost. I don't like cheapness though. I don't like it being too cheapy, because it's just a lack of care, like a lack of consideration, a lack of wanting to have any proper use for the item, making sure it does exactly what it does. And don't get me wrong, it works. It does what I want it to. It powers the sewing machine and it makes it go, and I've got a usable sewing machine again. Just not confident and happy about it. What I could do is to change the plug and put a proper UK plug on there. What I'd have to do is obviously make sure that the connectors here are connected to the plug correctly in the same pinout as the old one. Now, I've said I've already had a look inside this, and I know that if I do that, then the wiring that they've used will not conform to British standards for colour coding, which will be really annoying, because if anybody was to open the plug up, they go, that's wired up wrong, and they wouldn't be happy about it. And I can understand why, because we have a certain convention in this country. We should stick to it. Don't start messing with stuff. Just because it does work doesn't mean you should make it work that way. The other thing is, I don't know what the fuse is in this. It looks like it's a 13 amp, but I can't get that out. It's stuck in there. It won't come out. So if the fuse went, how would I deal with that? I'd have to take that off and replace the actual adapter, because I can't get the fuse out probably without probably breaking it to get it out. And it should be a 3 amp fuse, because even though it's a 13 amp plug, there's a 3 amp fuse in here. The power draw on these should never be more than an amp at most, so putting in 13 amp fuse in there is overdoing it. It's not right. Again, jankiness. Is there a care by the people who've actually made this? Have they thought about it? No, I don't think they have. And the other thing about this is there's no earth connection. Now, I know that pretty much all sewing machines don't have an earth connection on them. That's the way that they're made. Fine, that's fantastic. That's how they've always made them. AC motors don't need to have an earth connection. But the trouble is, what I find annoying with that is, it doesn't take that much to put earth connections into appliances. And they're there for our safety. Yes, it's got a fuse, but the fuse is there to actually protect the item, the product. If there's too much current, the fuse blows, protects the product from being totally damaged. Well, hopefully. But that's the fuse. The earth, on the other hand, that's there to protect you. The earth is there to save you if there's a major malfunction in the electrics, and that electrics was to come into contact with something on the machine. Yes, most machines have got plastic covers on, but that plate, that part where you've got the needle goes through, a lot of the time that'll be a metal plate. If that was to become connected to live and you touch it, you get an electric shock, and that's not good in any way. So I know that I've never read about people being electrocuted by their sewing machines, but it's just the consideration that they've never bothered to try and do it. It's an extra safety feature that could be useful at some point. It doesn't stop it from working. Again, you can use 2-pin. AC motors will work fine. Again, it's not a thing that it doesn't work. It works fine. It is just janky. I just don't like it. There's a lack of consideration. I think really a lack of respect for the people who are actually going to be using products. Even these old ones, these are still only 2-pin connectors. They don't actually have an earth connector on them. But the build quality and the way they're wired up is just much better. I feel confident in using the old ones because I feel they're solid and well made. This, unfortunately, is not. So yes, I will be changing the plug at some point, and I will be using it. and hopefully I'll feel confident about using it as time goes by. But then again, how long will it last? The durability of something like this compared to this, well, okay, that doesn't work now. But it's only because the insides have stopped working. How long before this falls apart? Who knows? So what's the outcome of this little rant, I suppose? Well, it's this works, but I'm not confident in using it. It's of much lower quality, so I don't know how long it'll last. As far as the plug goes, to me, that's just a no-no. Put a proper plug on it, like we expect to have in the UK. What else can I say about it? Usable, but I'm not happy. If you like this video, please do give it a like. Just click that button. Comment. If you like to put comments, I always love reading your comments about what you think about this, about what I've just talked about. Have you got a product that you bought, especially for sewing, that you've thought looked great, and when it's come you're like, well, yeah, not so impressed with that? If you've had some sort of issue with products, please do put your comments down there and let me know about that. Subscribe so you can get notifications when my videos come out. That way you'll always be able to watch what I'm up to. So it's just left me to say thank you very much for watching my video. I look forward to seeing my next video. Bye.
Happy